Today's 6th anniversary of Kawhi's legendary game winner.
Okay.
In game, did you not know that?
I did not know.
Y'all don't have a function to celebrate?
We don't have a function.
6th anniversary of Kawhi's legendary game winner, Game 7 of the Eastern Semis to lift the Raptors over the Sixers. Let's take a look at the video. Go back down memory lane if we can. Looking at this moment, boom. Ooh.
Bro, it's a wild ass shot.
Ooh. Boom.
This time, man.
Oh, man.
And that's how long it took in arena. Like, in the arena, it felt that fucking long.
So, what do you remember from that moment and that championship run with the Raptors?
The whole run?
Or just that moment in particular?
I mean, that moment, because if we went into overtime, it might have been curtains for us. They had a lot of momentum. I remember when he took the shot, I don't even know if that was the play. I don't think we executed it the right way. When he took the shot, I was like, oh shit, this is not a good shot. And I thought we were gonna go in overtime. But it caught the rim and it bounced. I was like, and each bounce, it had a chance. But when he originally took the shot, I thought it was a bad shot, and he was gonna miss it. When he made that shit though, changed everything. But I remember a lot during that run. I remember Fred having his baby, and he went off crazy in Milwaukee series and Golden State series. I remember Kalo playing extremely well in the Golden State series. I think he had lost his grandmother. It was Pascal's coming out season. He just had an unbelievable season and playoffs against Golden State. A lot of variables came into play. It was Nick Nurse's first season. We tried a lot of different weird shit. We played a triangle of 2 we had never done throughout the whole year. We played a box at 1 at one point. We doubled everybody in Milwaukee, even when Kawhi was guarding Chris Middleton on the Malone spot. Like, he was throwing different things in the mix. So I remember just having to adjust and learn a lot of shit on the fly. But ultimately, certain guys stepping up, and everybody had a moment at different times.
Be honest. Did it feel like I mean, once you got to this point in this shot and get into the championship, the idea of we could win kicks in then. But starting the playoff, did y'all have we can win a championship in mind?
When we got there in the beginning of the season, I thought we had a shot to come out the East. But winning a championship was not. With Golden State, with having KD, it wasn't like a thing like. But if you've ever been to the finals, it's like you just got to get there. You just never know what's going to happen. And because most teams aren't 100% healthy when you get there. And anybody can get hot when you get there. And Tony told me that actually my first finals. Ended up actually being one of the guys to get hot in the first finals. He's like, because we weren't supposed to beat Miami. He's like, we're underdogs. He's like, you just got to get there. You just never know what's going to happen. If somebody get hot. And we actually had a chance to win in 2013, even though we lost. But I was like, if we get there, we might have an opportunity. But I knew we could come out the East once we had the group that we had. Especially when we got Marc Gasol at the trade deadline.
Yeah, that was a big pickup.
Yo, how good was Kawhi Leonard
that run?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Cause I seen him the growth, and nobody predicted that, bro. Like, from what he started out as to what he became, I'd never seen it coming. But his efficiency, man, and what he could do, not just on offense, but both sides of the ball, and he was doing it on one knee. Like, his knee was not good. That Milwaukee series really solidified it for me. Like, oh, he's having an unbelievable run. Because we were down 0-2, and he don't never get shook, or he's just the same person. He's like, all right. They're like, he's like, Kawhi, where we go from here? He goes, back to Toronto for game 3. Like, fuck me, where we go from here? You know what I'm saying? So everybody else kind of just followed suit, and then we went 4 straight. So
there's a lot of narratives about Kawhi that we hear from the outside world, but as a former teammate, just what's it like being with him as a teammate? What's his work ethic like? And then also just dealing with the knee injuries and the injuries throughout his career, but still trying to play at a high level.
He puts in the work. And a lot of times some guys won't see it because he's there early, he's there late. But you can tell he puts in the work. There's a lot of other guys I've been around that are just talented and don't put the work in. But he's one of those guys that puts the work in. And it's just unfortunate to see because he could have been one of the best two-way players and one of the best players to ever lace him up. And I still think he is in the conversation, top 75. But if he had those injuries, he probably could have won, 1 or 2 more. He probably could have gotten MVP on one of those years. But yeah, he was. Said I seen him when he first got into the league to what he became. Because he couldn't shoot when he first came in. You know.
Serious?
Not well. You know, it was more of a mid-range. Like they had to reconstruct his shot a lot. He was more of a defensive. They brought him in to be Bruce Bowen. Mm-hmm. He had the physique. He had shoulders. He had arms. He had the hands. And they were like, oh, he can be our defensive stopper. And they traded George Hill for him, they loved George. So I was like, we're trading George for. I'm like, okay, they must see something. And he came in. I didn't see the offensive repertoire like that, but he worked on his shot every day. Started in close free throw line, and he's expanded, became a 40% three-point shooter. Took his time. Obviously, his mid-range 99, but once he extended it to three, and went from fourth quarter to give Tony the ball to Tony, give him the fucking ball, and it happened real fast. And I was like, oh shit, this is what we're doing now. Like Tony's not fourth quarter angle. No, it's Kawhi. I was like, oh shit, all right, well, let's give Kawhi the ball. Happened that fast.
Well, I'm moving forward. If your ass can't shoot, I'm just gonna stare you. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, because the fact that when I look at his shot and I call him a pure shooter.
He can shoot. He's developed.
Like he's done had this shit since he was little type of shot. Nah. But the fact that he created it as an NBA player really
That's why we couldn't see it coming, because it's rare. You don't see people change the shot and become a good shooter. Usually you either have touch or you don't. You can shoot or you can't. You usually don't develop that as an adult. Yeah, he developed that, even though he wasn't a full adult, but like 2020, he restructured his shot, changed it, and became a really good shooter. Before that, it was like more mid-range, more like floaters, layups, hook shots. That was more, but three-point shot, he wasn't one of those guys. But he developed
he's
that.
a top 5 player in this era?
In this era?
In his
era? If he was healthy, yeah, but I can't. It's hard to put him in that conversation because of the last two postseasons, he's not been able to be active. Like he's missed a lot of postseasons. But talent-wise, for sure, he's up there in the top 5.
Well, let's get